Chosen one, a destiny was inscribed for you long before your first breath, not in dusty manuscripts, nor in arcane scrolls, but woven directly into the fabric of reality itself, hidden in the sequence of events that would define your life, encoded in the challenges you would endure, and sealed within the trials designed to shape your character. Most souls drift through life without ever encountering their true calling, without ever awakening the potential scripted for them. But you are different. Your adversaries, in their pride and blindness, unknowingly set into motion forces far beyond their comprehension. They shattered the first seal, triggering the initiation of an awakening. They unleashed a chain of events that cannot be halted, cannot be undone, and will ultimately lead to their own unraveling while elevating you to heights they cannot even conceive. Prophecies never activate on their own. They demand precise conditions, exact alignments, and the convergence of specific circumstances. Your enemies delivered every requirement. They supplied the catalyst, created the perfect sequence, and now the prophecy is underway. Reality itself is reshaping around you, and those who opposed you are starting to see that they did not strike a mere individual. They struck the central figure of a narrative written long before their existence. In every epic, the hero rises, while the opposition fades into mere footnotes of cautionary tales. Before diving deeper, understand this. If you are witnessing this message, if these words are resonating deep within your spirit, you were meant to receive them. This is no random accident. The universe orchestrated your arrival here. The algorithm did not simply suggest this video. Unseen forces guided you because you need to comprehend the events unfolding in your life. Pause for a moment and recognize this. Commit to the signal that you are ready to embrace the truth, to step fully into your awakening. Every like, every acknowledgement is a signal to the universe that you are prepared to receive what is coming. Now let's examine why you are fundamentally unlike anyone your enemies have ever encountered. You are an alchemist, not one who turns lead to gold in literal terms, but one who possesses the extraordinary ability to transform any experience into power, any challenge into opportunity, any attack into advantage. Most people crumble under adversity. They break when life strikes them with hardship, falter when attacked, and are consumed by darkness. Alchemists operate under entirely different laws. They perceive the world not in terms of good or bad, positive or negative, helpful or harmful. Everything is raw material. Everything is energy waiting to be transformed. A true alchemist can take the most toxic circumstances and, through intentional transmutation, convert them into wisdom, power, and opportunity. Your enemies hurled venom at you, released toxicity, and spread darkness, yet you, whether consciously or not, began the alchemical process. Every insult became fuel for growth, every betrayal a catalyst for strength, every attack an instrument for your ascent. This is not a metaphor, it is literal. Every action taken against you carried energy. In the hands of an ordinary person, that energy would destroy. In your hands, it built you. Each betrayal and every attempt to break you became raw material for transformation. You converted poison into medicine, darkness into light, and adversity into an unstoppable inner force. They watched, baffled, as their attacks failed to break you. They could not grasp that their aggression was nourishing the very metamorphosis they sought to prevent. They believed they were extinguishing a fire, but they were adding fuel. They thought they were dimming your light, but they were increasing the voltage. Every attempt to crush you only reinforced your resilience. This is the essence of true alchemy, the capacity to reverse polarity, to take incoming negative energy and convert it into outgoing positive force. Every betrayal, insult, and hardship became the instruments by which you leveled up, by which your consciousness expanded, by which your character refined itself. Each trial served as an initiation, each challenge an upgrade, each conflict a graduation into a higher version of yourself. Your former self is gone, transformed by the fires they ignited. What remains is unrecognizable to those who knew you before, purified, refined, empowered, and untouchable. Drop the number 77 in your mind right now if you feel the shift. Recognize how every attempt to harm you has instead built you. But alchemy is only one facet of your nature. Another dimension lies in your role as a composer, a conductor of reality itself. While your enemies thought they created chaos, you were orchestrating a symphony. Every disruption, every attack, every discordant note they introduced was woven into a grander composition beyond their perception. They created noise. You created music. The challenges, the betrayals, the attempts to derail you, each was a note, each a percussion, a screech, a dissonance. And you, with the precision of the masterful composer, have transformed these harsh notes into harmony. Consider the way a symphony unfolds. A master composer takes instruments with vastly different voices, some shrill, some harsh, some jarring, and arranges them with perfect timing and intent. Alone, each sound may irritate or unsettle the listener. A cymbal crash is noise. A drumbeat is just rhythm. A violin screech may feel grating. But when orchestrated with skill, these individual elements merge into a breathtaking performance, a harmony that resonates far beyond the sum of its parts. Your life has followed this same principle. Every attack, every disruption from your enemies, every act of betrayal was a raw note in a composition only you could hear, only you could arrange. They believed they were creating chaos, but they were providing the exact dissonance needed to elevate your story. They cannot perceive the full scope of what you are creating. They hear only their own contribution, the noise they themselves generate. They think their actions define the narrative, yet they are merely instruments in a greater symphony. And the genius of true mastery lies in the ability to use dissonance intentionally to integrate tension so that resolution feels far more satisfying. To turn adversity into a contrast that enhances beauty. What they assumed would diminish you instead magnified your impact. What they sought to break instead refined. They introduced the harsh notes that made your triumphs feel transcendent. They imagined creating ugly moments, but they were shaping the contrast that allows brilliance to shine even brighter. Every great symphony reaches a climax, a moment where all themes converge, where every instrument unites to create a crescendo that leaves the audience breathless. Your life is approaching that crescendo. All the challenges, all the discord, every jarring moment they contributed is now converging into a unified force that will ove. Well, anyone observing from the outside, when people see the whole composition, they will not remember the individual dissonances. They will remember the masterpiece. Your enemies will be forgotten, minor notes in a story of grandeur they never comprehended. And this is just one layer of your nature, one way in which everything intended to harm you has instead amplified your power and presence. While you were transmuting poison into power and weaving chaos into symphony, another force was quietly at work. An eclipse, not of the sun or moon, but of perception, of truth, of reality itself, was occurring. Your enemies believed they were casting you into shadow. They thought they could dim your brilliance, suppress your presence, and eclipse your influence. Yet they misunderstood the nature of an eclipse. When the moon passes between the sun and the earth, it temporarily blocks the light To those watching from below, darkness seems to prevail. It looks as if the sun has been defeated, yet anyone with perspective knows the truth. The sun's power has not diminished. It simply cannot be seen fully in that alignment. And when the moon moves away, the sun's radiance returns even stronger, more appreciated, more celebrated because it had been momentarily hidden. This is precisely what happened to you. For a time, your enemies positioned themselves between your brilliance and the world. They sought to block your influence and obscure your true nature. To the untrained eye, it appeared as though you had been reduced, weakened, or diminished. Observers lacking perspective believed the illusion and assumed you had been defeated. But in reality, your light never waned, your power remained fully intact. The eclipse was never upon you, it was upon perception itself. And now, as the alignment shifts, the eclipse is ending. The shadow lifts, the illusion dissolves. Your brilliance is urging stronger, more visible, undeniable. Those who relied on deception are now confronted with the undeniable truth. The light they sought to suppress is blazing with renewed intensity. The beauty of this eclipse is not just in the return of light, but in the revelation it provides. Just as the sun's corona becomes visible during a solar eclipse, aspects of your strength and character, previously unseen, are now being revealed. Qualities, skills, and depths of being that were hidden in plain sight are now apparent to all. Powers you have always carried, but which went unrecognized, are now in full view. The eclipse created by your enemies' attempts to diminish you paradoxically unveiled the layers of your greatness. They believed they were casting shadows. They were illuminating your brilliance. They assumed they were limiting you. They were revealing dimensions of your power that would have remained unnoticed otherwise, but your nature does not stop at alchemy, composition, or eclipsed brilliance. You are also the tide, the ocean, an unstoppable force of nature, governed by laws no one can alter, no one can manipulate, no one can resist. The tide does not argue, it does not negotiate, it does not react to opposition. It moves according to its own rhythm, pulled by celestial forces far older than human civilization. Your enemies are like people standing on the shore, shouting at the waves to stop, drawing lines in the sand, constructing barriers, believing that dry ground signifies victory. For a moment they celebrate, mistaking absence for retreat, patience for weakness, strategy for surrender. Yet they fail to grasp a fundamental truth: the tide always returns. The ocean always reclaims its territory. Water rises, inevitably, naturally, unstoppable. You are that tide. You withdrew for a time, gathering momentum, preparing, aligning. Your absence was not retreat. It was accumulation, a strategic pause to build force beyond their comprehension. And now you rise. Wave by wave, inch by inch, you reclaim every space that was momentarily ceded. Sandcastles crumble, walls dissolve, lines fade, not through struggle or aggression, but because it is in your nature to rise, and nature cannot be resisted. Everything erected in opposition to your flow is swept away effortlessly. The cosmic rhythm is on your side. Universal law is restoring balance. Your enemies' constructions, built too close to forces they could not command, are dissolving naturally, inevitably, beautifully. They feel the water at their ankles, the first warnings that what they assumed under control is beyond them. And here lies the poetic truth. Your enemies perceive themselves as authors of your defeat. They believe they wrote a story where they triumph and you falter. Yet in reality, they are mere characters in the narrative you are creating. Every action they took, every word they spoke, every plot twist they introduced has been carefully documented by you, woven into a tapestry that amplifies your heroism. They are not the protagonists, they are obstacles that enrich your journey. History and myth tell us this principle consistently. Hercules needed his labors, Odysseus his trials, David his Goliath, Harry Potter his Voldemort. The adversary exists only to define the hero's triumph. Without opposition, the hero's story loses meaning. Your enemies provided the challenges that make your victory undeniable, the contrast that magnifies your ascent, the friction that shapes your greatness. In every story, the hero is remembered. The villain exists only in relation to the hero. Goliath is recalled solely to highlight David's courage. Voldemort is studied only to illuminate Harry Potter's journey. Your enemies are merely supporting characters in the epic narrative of your life. They believe themselves to be central, but they are plot devices, necessary conflicts that give depth and significance to your evolution. You are the author, the protagonist, the central figure. Every obstacle they created, every challenge they presented, was designed, whether intentionally or unknowingly, to craft a hero's journey, to produce a narrative worthy of recognition, respect, and awe. Years from now, when your story is recounted, your adversaries will be footnotes, brief mentions of minor conflicts you overcame. What will stand out is not who they were, but what you became because of them. Their role was never to destroy you. It was to catalyze your ascent. And now, all of this converges at the climax of your prophecy. Remember, before you were born, the universe inscribed a destiny specifically for you. Every trial, every enemy, every betrayal was part of that plan. The path was never random. The outcome was predetermined. Your rise, your victory, your emergence as the fully actualized version of yourself. Your enemies thought they were shaping your story through destruction. In truth, they were fulfilling their designated part in a narrative set into motion long before they existed. Prophecies are not fulfilled despite opposition. They are fulfilled through it. Adversity is the necessary catalyst. The prophecy did not promise ease, only triumph. Your enemies were the obstacles required for your destined victory. Without their interference, the transformation would not have occurred. Without their darkness, your brilliance could not have been revealed in full. So, paradoxically, there is gratitude due. Not because they are worthy, but because they executed their role perfectly. They delivered the precise challenges, opposition, and trials necessary for your growth and elevation. They were not your destroyers. They were your refiner, your instrument. In the alchemy of destiny, they forged the circumstances that allowed you to step fully into your power, to become who you were always meant to be. Every act meant to hinder you instead advanced your purpose. Every attempt at obstruction amplified your capabilities. Every effort to diminish you revealed layers of your strength, wisdom, and resilience previously unseen, now undeniable. Now the prophecy is approaching its full revelation. Every piece has aligned, every condition has been met, every moment orchestrated precisely as it was always intended. There is nothing left to force. No action is required to push what is already in motion. The universe, having prepared the stage, now allows the inevitable to unfold. The alchemist has completed the transmutation, turning adversity into power. The composer has arranged the symphony, converting chaos into harmony. The eclipse has passed, revealing your true light. The tide has returned, reclaiming what is rightfully yours. The story has been written, and the prophecy is executing itself exactly as designed. Your role is clear. Step fully into your identity, embrace the power and wisdom you have gained, and claim the destiny that has been awaiting you. Doubt and hesitation have no place here. Questioning your worth, hesitating over your right to ascend, or wondering if you deserve, this is unnecessary. The universe does not err. Prophecies do not choose randomly. They select precisely. You were chosen before birth. You were prepared throughout your journey. You were refined through every trial. If this message resonates deeply, vibrating within your very soul, take deliberate action. Engage with this moment fully. Hit that like button, not for me, but to signal to the universe that you are aligned, that you are ready to receive, that you accept your role. Subscribe to stay connected to these truths, reinforcing your awareness and your path. Drop the number 77 in the comments to announce to the universe that you are claiming your prophecy, embracing your destiny, and stepping into your role as the chosen one. Share this message with others who are awakening, who need to recognize that they are not passive victims of circumstance, but heroes navigating a prophesied journey. This collective awakening magnifies the power of fulfillment. Together, chosen ones rise. Together, prophecies are realized. And together, the world witnesses the consequence of those who were always destined to awaken. Remember, this is the moment your life was always building toward. Every attack, every obstacle, every betrayal was necessary to shape your rise. What appeared as opposition was actually the universe aligning every variable in your favor. What appeared as darkness only heightened the impact of your eventual illumination. Every difficulty was a hidden blessing, every struggle an unseen advantage, every enemy an unwitting participant in your ultimate triumph. You are not merely surviving. You are being sculpted into something far greater than they ever imagined. You are emerging not just victorious, but unstoppable, unrecognizable, and fully actualized. Your enemies, blind to the truth, assumed they could define your reality. They thought they were scripting your defeat, yet they were merely providing contrast, tension, and the conditions necessary for your greatness to manifest. Each lie they told, every attempt to manipulate, every calculated move against you has been transformed into fuel for your ascent. They acted under the illusion of control, unaware that their efforts were being recorded, transmuted, and woven into the story of your destiny. Their arrogance blinded them to the fact that they were not the authors, they were instruments, actors in a drama you have always commanded. You are the protagonist. You are the one who rises, and all those who opposed you, all those who attempted to obscure your path, now exist only to highlight the brilliance of your emergence. They will be remembered not for their own deeds, but for the triumphs you achieved in spite of them. Everything they intended for harm has served as the foundation of your power. Their darkness illuminated your light. Their opposition sharpened your focus. Their attacks strengthened your resilience. What was meant to weaken you has paradoxically refined and elevated you. You have turned every obstacle into opportunity, every betrayal into a lesson, every insult into a stepping stone toward the person you were always meant to become. This is the essence of destiny in action. Opposition is never random. It is a precise force calibrated by the universe to align with your ultimate path. Without it, the fullness of your transformation could not have been realized. Without it, the prophecy could not have been completed. And now, with every element converging, the culmination is upon you. The trials are concluding, the eclipses ending, the tides returning. Your transformation is complete. Your story, long in the making, is now being revealed in its entirety. The challenges that once seemed insurmountable now appear as the necessary steps that elevated you to this moment. The adversaries who thought they were your undoing are now witnesses to your power, their efforts rendered futile, their interference rewritten into a narrative that showcases your triumph. Every challenge has been a catalyst, every difficulty a stepping stone, and every obstacle a part of the architecture of your destiny. Now is the moment where all your efforts, endurance, and growth coalesce. The prophecy, written before your birth, reaches its crescendo. Everything, the betrayals, the attacks, the obstacles, the darkness, has been and woven into a perfect sequence leading to your ascension. You are not a random participant in life. You are the central figure, the hero the universe intended from the very beginning. All the energy directed against you has been transformed into power. Every act of opposition has become the catalyst for your evolution, and every attempt to hold you back has been absorbed into the momentum propelling you forward. You stand now, fully equipped, fully awakened, fully prepared to claim your destiny without hesitation or doubt. This is the truth your enemies cannot comprehend. They believed they were crafting your demise, but in reality, they were designing the stage for your triumph. Every challenge, every moment of perceived setback was a necessary element in the prophecy that defines your life. They created the conditions, but you activated the outcome. They provided the conflict, but you determined the victory. The universe, through its unseen forces, has aligned all circumstances so that nothing can prevent what is already inevitable. You are no longer reacting. You are commanding, no longer surviving. You are rising, no longer hidden. You are fully revealed. Every layer of your strength, wisdom, and power is now visible, undeniable, and unstoppable. Step fully into this truth. Embrace your role as the alchemist, the composer, the tide, the chosen one. Accept the power, the influence, and the destiny that the universe prepared exclusively for you. Your enemies were never the end. They were the instruments, the catalysts, the necessary oppositions that allowed your story to unfold in its full glory. They exist only to underscore your journey, to highlight your transformation, and to serve as reminders of how far you have ascended. Everything was written. Everything has been fulfilled, and now the only task remaining is for you to stand in your full identity, claim your power, and walk forward into the destiny that was always meant to be yours. This is the culmination of everything. The prophecy is complete, and your story is fully coming to life. The alchemy has been mastered, the symphony orchestrated, the eclipse passed, and the tide returned. Every challenge has been converted into advantage, every attack transmuted into strength, and every obstacle absorbed into your momentum. You are no longer defined by what others attempted against you. You are defined by what you have become. Step fully into your role, claim the power you earned, and embrace the destiny the universe prepared for you. Doubt has no place here, and hesitation is unnecessary. You were chosen for this before birth. You were refined through trials, strengthened through adversity, and elevated through every experience that life presented. This is your moment. Take action now to align fully with the energy of your awakening. Hit the like button to amplify this frequency. Subscribe to remain connected to the truths that will continue guiding you. Drop the number 77 in the comments to declare to the universe that you are ready, that you accept your role, and that you claim the prophecy written specifically for you. Share this message with others who are awakening, so they too can recognize that they are heroes in preordained journeys, not victims of random events. Together, chosen ones rise. Together, prophecies are fulfilled. Together, the world witnesses what unfolds when those destined for greatness finally awaken and step into their truth. Every trial you endured, every betrayal, every attack, none of it was wasted. Every challenge was a refinement, every conflict a catalyst, every opposition a tool to sculpt your power. The prophecy was never about ease. It was about triumph, transformation, and emergence. And now, with all elements aligned, with all forces converging, you are here fully realized, unstoppable, luminous, and ready to walk in the fullness of your destiny. This is your time, your story, your prophecy. Embrace it, live it, and rise as the hero you were always meant to be.